welcome back. Welcome back. I'm MTG Joe. Sorry for those who are trying to tune in, having a little bit of a technical difficulty just getting the stream up, but we're here and we're going to finish up our budget build series. So we've been building towards a red-white feather deck. We've had the ultra budget version, all uncommons and uncommons, and then we did the mid-budget, which basically got us the good share of the feather deck. So the deck is built around Feather the Redeemed, and now we're moving into a Naya build. So Naya is basically red, white, and green. So the deck itself, to kind of reiterate what it does, is you're looking to use a combination of pump spells or like target spells. And with Feather, you're able to, whenever you target one of your creatures, get that card back to your hand and basically recycle all these pump effects. You also have the interaction with like Dreadhorde Arcanist, where you can, if there's a card in your graveyard, bring that back and basically recycle it that way. 10th District Legionnaire is kind of the heroic ability that gets larger when you target it. And then Adanto Vanguard is kind of the indestructible pseudo effect. So what we add in terms of green is our boy Gruul Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker is a 3/3 haster when you need it, or a 4/4, and on our turn it has hexproof, which means we can basically pump it up as much as possible, and the opponent can't really interact with it. And it's good against planeswalkers to come down and pressure them, and the trample is relevant when we're pumping it up. And then here we have Thrash Threat. So basically the front side is a removal spell for creatures or planeswalkers, which is quite relevant in this case. And then the the threat side is when we don't have creatures out, we can play the threat of a 4/4 with trample. So this is Jeff Hoogland's list that I'm playing off of to start, and then we'll tweak it from there. The Gideons we had in the main board in the last build are in our sideboard, so you didn't use those, waste those for nothing. We have another Thrash threat, Collision Colossus versus your Flyers, Lava Coils, Tocatli versus like your Growth Chamber Guardian style decks, and then Healing Grace versus like the Burn style decks. So we'll give it a shot. We'll run it through. We'll do a couple best of threes, and then we'll do a couple of best of ones just so you get the variants, and then we will feature it on a Reddit write-up. And you can ask any questions there. We've had a lot of good discussions with past videos there, people sharing their lists. I'll also share, I'm not going to play it on stream, but there is a Mardu variant, so black instead of green, that kind of leverages off Soren's ability to reanimate. So I'll feature that one in the write-up at least. For those of you who are tuning in this channel for the first time, I'm MTG Joe. We play everything from budget brews to tier 1 lists here. I'm really active in the Arena subreddit, so if you ever want to kind of brew, run ideas by me, feel free to reach out. Same name, MTG Joe. If you do have a chance and you haven't done so already, if you can hit that subscribe button, it costs you absolutely nothing, and it goes a long way to helping to support the channel. We'll probably keep this hand. See how it goes. Okay, so Spellbreaker is not bad, but we are missing the source there. Fountain. This might be some sort of mono black control deck or a like Dimir. Interesting. Might be Esper still, because like the Tezzeret's what you really want to kind of play with. Opponents bring the spice. I'm gonna bring out Vanguard. Like if they have Moment of Craving, it's bad, but they're more likely to have like Cast Down or something like that for the Dreadhorde. Second Fountain. Okay, so they have Reckless Rage. So they might have Kaya's Wrath as well in this build. Just pass the turn here. So they pretty much just gain back whatever life we just damaged them with. The Kaya's Wrath. Kind of hurting without the green source to pressure him with Spellbreaker. Reckless Rage in this matchup might not be any good. So we'll do this now. Get that back. So we're dealing some damage to him. We'll just play out the land and pass the turn. A little less effective when we don't have some of the pump spells involved. Also don't really want to commit more to the board in these colors. They feature a variety of wraths. Question is, do we... Because we're attacking them for 4 a turn, but they're gaining 3 a turn, so it's not really getting anywhere. So we'll just pressure in now. The triple fountain is a pretty solid draw. We'll hold off 1 Arcanist. So they're basically taking 4 a turn. Yeah, so they have the Wrath. So we still have Vanguard, which basically keeps it at parity each turn. Another Reckless Rage doesn't really do much for us. It's been a really odd draw. This doesn't really do anything for them against our deck. Well, I guess with Arcanist they could technically. Okay, so Sheltering Light's not bad. We can use it to protect our Dreadhorde. So hopefully get them to burn like another Wrath, perhaps. This should help them clean up their next draws, though. So back up to 10, we're really only pressuring him 1 point of damage a turn. Yep, it's unfortunate. So now we're really not doing damage. So the mono removal deck, so put a 1 counter on up to 1 target creature, that becomes an artifact, destroy all non-artifact creatures, exile all our graveyards. Okay. So we have that next turn to protect our Arcanist. We're gonna wait with the other Arcanist till after Scriptures goes off. So they'll flip their map. Can get some card draw going. This might be like a Dawn of Hope, Smothering Tides style deck. Hopefully this scries us into something good. Stomping Ground is not where we want to be. Jeez. Opponent's on land destruction. And they're going to exile our graveyard next turn. Well, opponent's definitely on the spice. Just going to use this now anyways. Yeah, we'll keep the Defiant Strike. Well, actually, we have no way to cast Defiant Strike. I think we lost this one. They stack their triggers correctly and we'll concede. So, slow draw on our part. Here, Gideon seem relevant. Probably just Gideon's. Feather seems a little slow. Actually, we'll put in another feather. I might want to bring in Colossus instead of Thrash Threat, because they're likely going to be playing Lyra out of the side. We'll run it like that. For those that are tuning in live, could you let me know how the video quality is right now? I'm getting a notice on my streamer. I just want to know if it's okay on your end. We'll play first. Not the most aggressive, but we'll keep it. So, opponent having Fountain on one certainly helps. Dawn on two, so they have a card draw engine going. If they want to spend their mana each turn playing that, I'm fine. Next turn we can feather and start protecting ourselves. Second feather is also relevant. Alright, you're going to pay 2 mana to draw a card. Okay, so hopefully they blow a Wrath here. Because then we can just keep recycling. Oh, they Contempt. Here I'm just going to be mana efficient. Get a Scry so we could smooth out our draw. Gird for battle's pretty good. Keep it on top. We have the second feather anyways. No, we need to tap you like that. So then we just smash in for 4 here, and we can protect at least our feather. So we got good pressure, we got the engine kind of going. Opponent's digging for some sort of answer. They've seen the Sheltering Light. That's fine. Just get the Scry. So here we get this back anyways. And then we got him. So once you get Feather going, it's really just a powerful engine. We're going to run it back. We didn't see anything that would suggest we want to change up our sideboard plan. Opponent's on an interesting, a black-white land destruction with Fall of Thran. For those who tuned in recently, they pseudo-comboed us out last game by blowing up all our lands and then exiling them. So we packed that one up. Had a really slow start this last game. A lot more aggressive in terms of smashing in. Opponent gets to play first. We'll see if they have the Fountain on one. Fountain has provided them with a little bit of a life buffer. This hand we'll keep. I like Adanto anyways. Would like the other lands ideally. Remorseful Cleric. Sure thing. Gives us a target for this Reckless Rage. I got Lantern. A little bit of an aggressive stance by the opponent. Try to hit a land, but probably just go Dreadhorde here. Dreadhorde also makes this Reckless Rage a little bit more useful. Let's see if they have like a Lyra or something. Mastermind. What are you gonna go Mastermind for? Searching their library, so it's interesting to note. Okay, so we have the Shock as well. Here we'll just set up our creatures like that. And then smash in. We get to put more counters on them. So even kind of stuck on mana, we're getting a pretty good attack in. Phyrexian Scriptures. Okay. That's fine. Just gonna get this out of the way now. An opponent concedes. So we would have smashed them for 6-9, so we had lethal on them. So good first showing with the deck. We'll run it through another best of 3, and then we'll play a couple best of 1s with it. This hand's Shot in the Dark. We'll try it out. Thrash Threat, if need be, can be a removal spell. Or you could attack with Vanguard and then Thrash Threat, and then use it with the Arcanist. Lead off with the Foundry. Godless Shrine could be indicative of a couple things. Abzan, interesting. Could still be the Command the Dreadhorde deck. Okay, so opponent's not doing much. So we'll throw out a Arcanist and say go. Yeah, so this is command deck. Question here is, do we Defiant Strike? Probably not. This deals to Planeswalker as well, so we can always get rid of something.
This isn't a fight you can win.
We'll see if they decide to bounce. They do. It's fine. Adanto can take care of it.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
I'm gonna shock in here. So that way we can Reckless Rage and Defiant Strike if need be. Or even Thrash Threat. Just opens our options up. Tamiyo. That's fine.
Let us have a storied battle worth retelling. I think you will find my notes helpful.
Okay, so they do get a command. What do they have in their graveyard? Double Wild Growth. So we might just want to smash into them for a lot. So we can Thrash Threat when we attack with a Sure Strike on it. It's probably what we do. Just wait till next turn. So here, do that. And then what do we have in our graveyard? Just that. So that'll become 5 power. Yeah. So let's finish off the Tamiyo. And then Thrash Threat deals the 5 to Tamiyo.
Stop interrupting me. All stories must end.
And then just play out the Vanguard. It's good pressure. With these command decks, you want to try to pressure their life since it's harder for them to actually get stuff back. And because they haven't shown any of the other Explore creatures, they just have the Wild Growth Walkers, they can't really afford to. They could like mini command. Oh, they're going for it. They're at 3. Okay, so we could just double shock here. No point. We could do fancy Reckless Rage shenanigans or just shock them twice. So in this matchup, Tocatli is good because it turns off their Explore and the Lava Coils. The Thrash Threat would probably also want to be in there. In terms of what we're cutting, probably the... I don't think that's needed as much. Because we're bringing in Lava Coils, we could go down a couple Reckless Rage. Also probably just going to replace the Arcanists here. And cut down a feather. And maybe Gird was pretty good in our other matchups. That draws us cards, that's protection. Probably just another Reckless Rage. Killing isn't as impactful as exiling in this matchup. If they have like the wild growths out, you want to get them out early. I'll keep this hand because it's super aggressive. Somewhat relevant, protects our life, and we can just start spamming Spellbreakers. Okay, so they're missing... I'm gonna go the more aggressive route here first. Oh, they got the cast down, so we got punished there. Vanguard would have kept us alive. Oh, opponent concedes. Opponent did not want any of that. So we'll fire up a couple best of ones. Got a pack to crack. Let's see what goodies we get. Ooh, another Karn. Closer to mono green super friends. Let's just play a couple more here. Usually with these guide videos, I like to try to keep them around 40-ish minutes. Get you kind of a feel against a couple decks. We'll keep this. If we could draw that third land with Girds going with Feather, it becomes quite ridiculous. I feel like this deck probably is a little weaker in best of one. We saw that last time. Mono red is tough. Our creatures keep getting shot down, but maybe with the ability of Spellbreaker to be 4 toughness, it might be enough. The the red-white version had a little bit of headaches. This hand's also much better on the play. Sorry, the draw. Sorry, play. Getting all messed up. We'll lead off on Foundry. Of course, we have the super painful mana base with our dreaded enemy, the Mountain. I've kind of given in. I was playing Gruul for a while in Ranked, and I went on a crazy losing streak from Gold 1 to Gold 4, where no matter what deck I picked up, I was losing. So I turned to everyone's favorite deck, Mono Red, and I've been putting up results. I went 14-2 on Friday night with it. And then I've kept pretty much an above 50% win rate in best of one. So I'll probably put out a video of that just because a lot of the new players are usually suggested to play mono red. So I just want to have some sort of resource up there. So the Vanguard's really not that good in this matchup. We don't want to really block and then pay 4. Our life total is threatening. If we could dodge the land and avoid the experimental frenzy, that'd be great. They do turn on Lava Runner. No blocks. Oy. We're gonna hold this back just in case. Is it worth taking 4 damage? Don't think we can afford to take 4. Okay, so we got another Vanguard. we just do this. Pass turn. We get Gird back. They got the Lightning Strike. Do they have another piece of burn? 3 cards in hand, most likely. Yeah. Opponent got it. Give it one more, see how he goes. We'll give it a shot. I've won in my fair share. I was gonna say I've won my fair share of games off Spellbreaker, but yeah, this is a best of 3 deck. This is not a best of 1 deck. We will shock the Steam Can. Play out a Spellbreaker next turn. Or maybe a Feather. I think I'd be more inclined to have this killed. Sheltering Light gives us indestructible, which is good. We're gonna kill the Steamkin, especially because they missed the mana drop. Alright, so probably in a pretty good spot. I am gonna opt to not block if they attack in, because it turns on a Lightning Strike. So, they get us there. A little unfortunate. Alright, so opponent's seen enough. Okay, so that's about 2 matches of each. I'm probably going to wrap it up now and put together the write-up for the Arena subreddit. Thanks for those who tuned in live, and you can catch any of the videos you've missed on my YouTube channel, MTG_Joe. As always, if you haven't done so already, if you can, hit that subscribe button. Free and easy way to show your support to the stream, and goes a long way to help. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.